prepared to stop this war? And are we prepared to strike again?
There are two superpowers in the world. Two. There's the United States of America. Boo. But the other superpower is us.
Today, girls?
To fight against the fact that they're taking our money for our education and putting it into a war that we don't want a part of.
Oh, I want your number.
That too.
Well, I don't believe in war in Iraq, obviously, and I think it's all about oil. It's been proved, the US, once oil rises, as soon as that happens, they want to go into Iraq and start blowing things up. That's why I'm anti-war in Iraq.
Why are you here today?
Oh, to protect the children of Iraq, because I don't think they've got a voice. So we're their voice today. And because I've got 5 kids, and I wouldn't want them to go through what Iraqi kids are going through right now. In this country, I can afford to give my kids medicine when they're sick, but they can't afford to give it to them in Iraq.
Because I don't reckon there should be no war, man. No war! Does this go on TV? Shit, I'm on TV. Oh!
Yeah, we just want to say, like, we're fed up with the violence and everything, and we want John Howard to help the weak, not the strong. That's what we want.
Basically, that I think it's pointless that we're having a war. It's just for oil, and I have no idea why he wants to do this. It's just selfish to put people's lives at risk and thousands of Iraqi people who don't deserve to die. It's got nothing to do with them.
I'd just like to say that we're here because we're not naive. We know what's going on and we have a stand against this, and that our generation is the generations that's going to be affected by this. So that's why we're here. Thanks.
Go away! What do you say to people who think you should be at school getting an education?
I say that this is more important. This is a really important cause. And I can get an education any other day. But every time there's a march on, I'm going to come.
Protesting around the world proves that peace-loving people are the majority. We are not violent people, and we will not see violence in our society. We should outcome in our name. The war is not in our name. Australia is becoming a country where the rich get an education and the poor get what's left. System, but somehow there's plenty of money for other priorities. Australia spends over $18 billion a year on the military. This is 2/3 more than the amount it spends on public education. Our military spending may not look like much on a world scale, but it's a lot compared to our means. This government ranks a staggering third in the world in terms of the percentage of money it spends on military and arms. Shame, Howard, shame! 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 John Howard is a man who has lied to us over and over again. He lied to us about the children overboard affair. He lied to us about the appalling conditions in the refugee camps. He has lied to the Australian public, and he has lied to us. Now he wants us to take him on his word that he is doing the best thing for the country and for the people in going to war with Iraq. Well, we say we reject your lies, John Howard. We reject your racist propaganda and your racist policies.
This rally was organised by the Books Not Bombs Coalition. We put out a call about 4 weeks ago for a student strike on March 5. This was actually initiated by students in the US, and today is an international day of protest for students against the war. And we're demanding that there be no Australian involvement in the war, but also that, like, we've adopted, our main slogan that we've adopted is Books Not Bombs, because we believe that the government's priorities are totally fucked, and that money that will be going towards the war, we don't know how many billions yet, but this should be going to upgrading our education facilities. This should be going to public housing. It should be going to improving our hospitals. It would only cost $1.39 billion to restore public education funding to its pre-1990 levels, but the government is prepared to spend $200 billion on military machines. That's what we disagree with, and that's why we've walked out of class.
Around the world, people are becoming anti-American, anti-British and anti-Australian because of our war drive. To the outside world, we look like a nation of idiots who support the war. Do we want this? No! If we are involved in this war, it'll tarnish our image as good and compassionate people forever. I love the American, British and Iraqi people as sisters and brothers. All of these people and ours are good people, generous, conscious people. It is their governments and regimes that are poorly representing them on the international stage.
Now, John Howard says he doesn't believe in opinion polls or marches. And we all believe John Howard. Don't forget, John Howard says that we are, as protesters, are supporting Saddam Hussein. Well, we tell you, Mr. Howard, we don't support Saddam Hussein. He's a dictator and a murderer who kills his own people. But we think for ourselves, and we know a massive attack on Iraq, killing thousands of innocent people just like us, is wrong and will inevitably lead to more terrorism.
I'm here just because I think that what has war brought to the world, like revenge just equals revenge. If we go and drop a bomb, they're just going to drop one back and there's no conclusion to it. There's always a solution before violence, and if people can't see that, like how many bad effects has there been? There's been no good effects of war. Like how many people have walked down to Vietnam with mental problems to this day? And I can't believe how blind people can be, like just in their subconscious that they can't even get past it. You know, I'm not like some hippie freak here, like I've actually got a point that it doesn't bring anything, violence doesn't solve anything, it's just going to breed more violence and there's going to be no conclusion. So if you're looking for a world war and a good way to end this world, then they're going the right way about it.
And also, why was there a peace sign on the Harbour Bridge in New Year's when here we're going to war? We're not having peace. It's not right. It's not right. John Howard is wrong.
There's just so much anti-war sentiment among young people at the moment. It's just incredible. And a lot of anger among young people as well, because young people really have no voice at all when it comes to this war. And that's why so many people have come out today, because they had to have their voice by marching on the streets and walking out of class. So, I don't know, I think maybe there are 10,000 students, which is awesome. And we'll also be holding a vote as to whether we should strike again on March 26th. And hopefully we want to like triple that size. We want there to be, you know, tens and tens of thousands of students protesting on March 26th. And we also want to be joined by other sectors of the anti-war movement as well. We want workers to strike on March 26th. It's going to be awesome.
And if this is what we have to do, then this is what we're going to fucking do. We will stop at nothing to change the world. We will stop at nothing to make the world a better place, and I hope you all agree with me.
Just so important. The fact that our government want to suppress that is just outrageous. The fact that our government are not listening to the thousands and thousands and thousands and hundreds of millions of people across across the world is just outrageous. And people don't need to, need to be 30 to understand that. People are 18 here, people are 16 here, people are 30, since 6-year-olds. People, united, no matter what age they are or where they're from, against the war. This is a war that Australian people have nothing to do with. We don't want them to get bombed. We don't want those people to suffer. Of course they're not inviting American people over there, even if they're anti-Saddam. Who wants their country, who wants their home, who wants their family bombed? It's a ridiculous war. It's got no moral or logical reasoning behind it. I mean, look at this. This is the future of Australia. None of us want this war. And, if we live in a country that prides itself on being so democratic and prides itself on everything, our forefathers went to war and they discovered things like the United Nations. They discovered things like Geneva Convention.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Australia shouldn't be involved in this war. This war is so blatantly for U.S. imperialist is so blatantly for U.S. imperialist reasons. Has nothing to do with the so-called humanitarian reasons that George Bush is talking about. The person with the most weapons of mass destruction is America. They're going to spend $400 billion on defense spending. That's more than the rest of the world put together. So I think they're the ones that we should be worried about, not Iraq.
And if you want the war, I think you should go represent yourself, not make Australians represent you. And are your sons there, John Howard? Are your sons fighting against Iraq right now? It's not fair.
This war is not about humanitarian reasons. It's not about weapons of mass destruction. It's not about any reason they